welcome everybody, or everyone. Hello. Welcome and ahlan wa sahlan. This is my channel, obviously. Today I really wanted to just do, I guess hopefully this will be a quick video about just a little bit about 2020, what kind of happened and what I'm going to try to do with this channel in 2021. So basically this year was a lot for me. Obviously that's nothing new. It was a lot to a lot of people, and I'm pretty sure even with all the stuff that happened to me, it was probably like 20-30 times worse to other people. And I'm pretty sure people would have loved to be in my situation despite what happened. Basically, I'm just gonna run through it really quickly. Not gonna do any like sob story, nothing. Just, I guess, just try to get it off my chest because I haven't really been able to get it fully off my chest. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. So basically, I guess I'll start in January to March. So January to March, I was basically working 2 jobs, which was the worst decision I've ever made. I was probably making less or up to $11 an hour at both jobs, even though I have a degree and I can speak another language and all that good stuff. Anyways, basically I was working these 2 jobs and I was working from 9:30 to 6 and I didn't really have a break. So basically I would go to one job 9:30 to 3 and me getting to the other job was my break. So basically me riding in the car to my second job was my break. And I absolutely hated that because I was tired all the time. I really had time to myself, and of course I wasn't really making that money. I wasn't able to save any money. For the most part, it was basically like my money in my bank account was pretty much stagnant. That was pretty much it. What's something else? Obviously with the dating life, really wasn't that good, but I did in the beginning of 2020 try to open up to dating because basically my first relationship was when I was 22 and we broke up around the time I was 23. Yeah, so that relationship was a year long and that was my first ever relationship. And so from that point, so 2018 to 2020, I had not really dated or looked. Well, I kind of looked. There was somebody, but they kept like around and stuff, so it didn't really work out that well. Anyways, what else? I'm trying to think. So basically with these jobs, I barely had time to do anything. Like really had to work to fix time to work out or just read or do the stuff that I wanted, and I found myself like stressed out and bitching about work all the time, like literally all the time. It was really bad. I could see it was affecting like how I was conducting with other people and just like how tired I was, and I just really didn't want to do that much because it was like so strenuous. It was to a point with these 2 jobs that I just wanted to kind of like disappear for like a little while and then come back, but that probably would not have worked in the best way. So once Corona hit, one of my jobs just went under because they just weren't going to pay us, and it closed expeditiously. The other one, I was sick a lot, and so I wasn't coming in as often as I normally do. And normally it's very rare that I call out of work. The thing about this that hurt me is because we weren't going to get the same amount of check as we normally would. So I was only getting $400 every 2 weeks, which sucked. The reason because of that is, like, I think it was February 14th, because sometimes I just always happen to get sick around Valentine's Day. My throat had this awful feeling, and I just remember in the middle of the night being like, oh my god, I'm getting sick. And every time I swallowed, I just felt like I had all these knives in my throat. The reason why this sucked so bad is because I was planning to take my praxis to become a Spanish teacher that following Monday, and that happened on a Friday. So it was really bad that I couldn't speak. I was coughing up phlegm and blood every couple of minutes. It was so hard for me to walk. I just felt like I was hot, super cold at the same time. By the time I had to take the praxis, instead of getting better, I got worse. And so I could barely speak. I always had to keep going up to the bathroom to blow my nose or just getting something out of my system. And the thing about the test is that it is timed and it doesn't pause time when you go to the bathroom. So I ended up failing that, obviously, of course, which kind of put me in a little funk. And then I was continuously sick. And so by the time I was starting to feel better and I was like, okay, I can go to work more days or for longer hours, Corona happened. So then I was down to only getting $400 every 2 weeks, which insane. Then at first I was so happy because I was like, I'm getting a break for 2 weeks. We're gonna be back in 2 weeks. I'm gonna get this. I'm like, I'm getting my tax refund and it'll be spring break and I'm gonna make sure I'm looking for other jobs so I can get paid more money. And it just blew up and now we're basically rolling into 2021, which is insane. I would say about the first 2 or 3 months of the like major, when like the pandemic was like at its peak, where like if you went to the store there was like basically no traffic, no one take you 20 minutes, took you like 10. So at the peak I was very productive. Like I got a certificate to teach ESL, which is English Second Language. Took an online class at Harvard. I was working out more. I was doing makeup more. I was doing YouTube videos a lot more, as you can see. I was making TikToks. I was reading in Arabic. I was reading my Spanish. I was reading books. I was doing so much. And I think around May, I participated in Ramadan as best as I could. It wasn't full-heartedly the best, but I did a lot better this year than I have in other previous years. Anyways, moving on to, like, of course, as you guys know, late May to early June is when America took this really weird turn where the George Floyd happened. And I also have like a video of like the riots that happened when I was in Richmond still, with all that, and it was just so weird time. I don't even want to go into that because that was just not a fun time. Well, this whole year hasn't been really a fun time. Then it was like, I remember our mayor in Virginia was like, okay, stuff is going to start opening back up in like June, and then there was some speculation about June 17th or 18th, which is my birthday. So I was like, man, that's gonna be cool, because of course we thought we're gonna be open again, like it's gonna be back to normal, we're gonna be able to live our lives, and it was like raining that day, and I didn't get to really see the same people that I wanted to see, and it was like, and like of course I did a photo shoot and I took my own pictures, tried to, you know, make it a joyous occasion for myself, but it was kind of a sucky 24th birthday. And during this whole time, while I was still being productive, I was applying to a lot of jobs because I was like, I cannot go back to this job. So I was applying a lot of stuff in Richmond and also up in Maryland where my dad lives. But I did not realize how hard it was because people weren't answering back because they weren't opening back up, and just they weren't hiring as many people. So it was just even more so competitive, and that's kind of when I started going into a little of a deep funk. Towards the end of my lease, which was in July, not as productive. I mean, I was still working out and stuff, but I wasn't being as productive because I was kind of literally giving up on myself. Yeah, so basically when my lease ended in Richmond, I really did not have as much money to live in my own apartment anymore. It wasn't my own, I had roommates, but that's a whole nother video. Anyways, I chose the decision to move up with my father's family in Maryland. And at first I was excited, but I realized like how different this was going to be of a move, because I was thinking I was going to be able to explore a new state, but I can't because obviously all the closures, and you can't experience things the same way. A lot of my friends are now 2 hours to 4 hours away, so I can't even see all my friends. And originally when I moved up here, firstly, I got sick, of course, and that was when I really wasn't making YouTube videos like I wanted to. I was still applying to jobs and not hearing back anything, or just getting rejection after rejection after rejection. And then there was one time I got a job, I got hired, and then a week later they said no. And then applying to other jobs and doing all these Zoom interviews, and it's just like, so I finally got hired for one recently, but I'm happy that I finally found something because I stopped getting paid for my one job in June, and I just found employment in late December. And I can't imagine how that is with people just in general. It's super hard, really hard. There was definitely some times where I just didn't believe myself. I was like, what the heck was the purpose of going into all this debt and being this smart and having this degree, and no one wants to hire you? And it also just makes me feel like maybe I should work a little bit harder and strive for maybe better positions. Maybe I'm not getting them because I'm overqualified and I need to apply for something higher. That's another reason why I moved up to this region. But again, that's another story. So I really don't want to get too but that's basically how my 2020 looked this year. So it wasn't too awful, but there was definitely a lot of lows for me. And I tried to push myself to do a little bit more YouTube videos and see like people subscribing here and there, and especially my one video that got over 28,000 views, which I was like shock. And I have somewhere, I think, and right now it's 121 subscribers. It makes me feel like happy that people are seeing my content, even though I know it's not the best. I'm not the best editor, but I really do try. I try to put out the best that people will enjoy. So that really helped me out, and just working out again, because I definitely gained a lot of weight when I started this pandemic. I was at 160 something, 166. So I was like kind of like slim but thick, because I'm, you know, slim thick, whatever. But now I'm like, I gained 10 pounds in this quarantine. So I kind of, if you look at old videos, it's like very, now I'm like, but that's besides the point. For next year in 2021, I definitely want to be a lot more consistent on this channel. I want to try, really want to try for at least once a week, or maybe once or every other week, really, since I'll be working again. And just being open to more ideas, new ideas, and new editing style. And hopefully you guys will react or interact with me, because I definitely want ideas from you guys. Like, please comment. I really like it when you guys comment. Tell me something that you don't like or that you do like, and I will definitely listen. Trust me, I will, because I can't do this without you guys. Literally can't. Anyways, I don't really know what else to say, so I guess I'll just end the video here. I have a lot of stuff to do today, and I'm super hungry, and I have to go drive to see my grandparents. So yeah, so I just want to thank you guys so much for those of you who have been subscribing and watching my videos and commenting, and it really means a lot to me, especially in this year. It really does mean a lot, because, you know, people never know what a person is going behind on the other side of the screen when they're not on camera. So I really appreciate it. Obviously, follow me on social media, talk to me, I'll talk back. I hope that you guys have really gave yourself a pat on the back for making it through 2020, and hopefully 2021 will bring us more good feelings, good vibes, and hopefully we will be able to tackle this. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all. Masalama, goodbye.
These haters on my body, shake them all.